Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, hi again. So this is my channel. I love to do all types of DIYs, crafts. I love to do everything on a budget. I love to do thrift flips, and I also absolutely love to make wreaths. So if you like what you see here, hit that red subscribe button and also leave me a comment. I love to hear what you guys think, and give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel. Also, you can find me on Instagram and Pinterest, and I also have a wreath shop. It's called Krista's Wreath Designs. It's an Etsy shop. All that information and links will be down below. Today is all about Napkins Exchange Challenge, hosted by Sunflowers DIY and co-hosted by Buffy Designs. And I'm going to get into the first DIY, and I will have a little bit more of that in a minute. So I got partnered up with Lisa from Lovin' the Life, and she sent me napkins. And what happens is they send us napkins, and then they're going to give us ones that we have to use, and then some extras if they want to include it. And these are the ones that I have to use that I'm showing you first here. So the watermelon, that little like palm tree looking one, and then this one here with the pretty flowers on it. So those are the ones I have to use. And then she sent me these extra ones. Now I'm going to have a link to her channel down below as well, along with the channel and playlist of everyone else who is participating, and also who I sent my napkins to. So that will be down below. And mine got sent to my good friend Brenda at Monar's Market. So that link will be down below too. So make sure you go check her channel out as well as Lisa's. So I took the watermelon napkin first because I've been doing watermelon DIYs. I just did a whole watermelon DIY video, but I had one of these, so I said, you know what, this is perfect to use on this. So these are not going to kind of go together because those napkins were all sort of really different. So I'm going to do separate ones, but they're all summery. So the first one I did is I got this wood from Joann's. It was like 75% off, so it costed me like nothing. I think it was maybe $2, maybe even less than that. And I colored it with my pink melon paint by Folk Art. And now this color is Apple Barrel, and it is spring green. And I going to take my paint marker in black, and I'm going to color in the welcome and those melon seeds. And then what I'm going to do is the napkin part of it that I'm going to include is just going to be the bottom part of the napkin, which would be the rind of the watermelon. And I'm going to cut that out, which you'll see in a minute. And now I'm just showing you that I'm going to paint those seeds as well. So this came out super cute, and it's really cute. I hung it on my door because I made these other watermelons and whole decor watermelons in my last video. So this kind of worked out because it fits right in with it. And so what I did is I just cut around just the rind part on the napkin of this watermelon. And I only did half, of course, because it's just half of a watermelon we're doing here. And I take off that extra layer of napkin. You always want to take that off in case you're new with Mod Podging napkins, because it will not stick and it will wrinkle up a lot. And then I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm just going to do it around the edges. And I'm going to smooth it out with my little spongy brush, also from the Dollar Tree. And once I get that all smoothed out, then I'm going to start sticking down my napkin onto this wood. And I just did a little at a time because it's kind of hard when you're going like in a circular motion. So I didn't want it to, I was trying not to get as much wrinkles as possible out of it. But it kind of gave it more character because, you know, a watermelon's not perfect, you know. So I went around with that and I stuck it all down. And then I also went on the top of it as well with the Mod Podge because you want to be able to seal it. You don't want it to rip. So this kind of like seals it and helps protect it from any ripping or tearing or anything like that. And you could see it's still wrinkled. There was nothing I could do about it. It was just, it is what it is. Napkins, I try really hard to not get the wrinkles out, but it's very difficult. Some people use not wax paper, I'm sorry, saran wrap, and that kind of helps smooth it out too. Or they can use your Mod Podge, like if you have a Mod Podge or like a credit card, you can do it, but you got to be really careful not to rip it. So then what I did is I sanded around the edges where the rind starts to get those excess pieces off. And now I'm just going to use my handy dandy lighter. Please be careful if you do this. And it just burns right up to where your napkin ends. So it's just going to burn off the excess, and it'll stop when it hits the actual Mod Podge. So there it is, all done. I hope you guys like it. This one was super easy. I loved it. It just turned out so great. So like I said, these are our hosts and co-hosts. Sunflower's a DIY, Buffy Designs is a co-host. Also check out Lisa from Lovin's a Life. I will have her link down below. And then my napkins that I sent out to Monter's Market, Brenda. So now this napkin I'm going to use that little box you saw there from the Dollar Tree. And I haven't seen any more of these, and I really wish they would get more of them. And a succulent, and then the napkin, and then some Mod Podge, and I'm going to paint it white first. So this little tiny crate, I'm going to paint it white because the napkin, you could see through it, and I want to make sure it's white underneath that you see. And then I'm just going to cut out this strip of where the little palms are on this napkin. And then, of course, I'm going to take it apart once I figure out where I want it. I take that extra layer off of the napkin. So I'm going to do one section on the one side where the crate part is that you can see through. And I'm just going to add my Mod Podge to my sponge this time because I didn't want to get it all over the place. And then I'm going to stick that down. And the edge is perfect because it's the end of the napkin, so I didn't have to worry about it not being even. And then I just kind of smooth it out with my fingers, trying not to rip the napkin. Then I'm going to use my scissors to cut the excess off. Now I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side where the crate is, those little slats. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I just lined it up, and this time I just turned it around so that my end was facing the other way, so it was perfectly straight. And then I did the same thing. I just added my Mod Podge and then lined it up, put it on top, and then I'm going to show you how I got those slits to show, because I want to see those slits. I think that just brings more character to the actual craft. So then once I get it all down and nice and smooth out, I cut the excess off again. And then once I cut the excess off here, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the slits with my little utility knife down the middle, being very careful not to rip the napkin. And I waited till it dried to do this. Okay, that's very important. And then it just kind of helped the lighter part, when I'm lighting it, to go in between the little slats. And it worked out perfectly. So, and I made sure I got the top part, and I just had to do it a little at a time, and it did do the job. So I really like this technique. It really works great for me. I've never had an issue, and yeah, you just got to be really careful. And then I went in with a little file, nail file, and I went in between because it's nice and small, so it was easy just to get off all those burnt pieces of napkin that were in between and just still laying there. And then I took a baggie, a bag from the store, and I just bunched it up into a ball and then stuffed it in. Instead of using floral foam, I decided to use this instead, and it worked out perfect. So I just wanted to fill it up so I didn't have to use that many of the little marble gems or whatever you want to call them. And then I'm taking this succulent from the Dollar Tree. Everything's from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to fill the rest in so it stays in there real nice. And that's all I did for this DIY, you guys. This was super easy, and I think that the napkin just complemented so well with the succulent, and I just love the way it turned out. I think it's super, super cute. And it goes with my decor in my living room, so that was a plus. So next, this one, I took this napkin. Now this napkin had me stumped. I really didn't know now. I did not know what to do with this one. So I just took a piece out of it that only had the yellow and the white flowers because that went with my bee decor and my lemon decor. And that's the only part that I cut out on the napkin. So I traced my little tag that we're going to be using that I got from the Dollar Tree. These are those little ceramic tags they are. And I'm going to Mod Podge that on after I took the layer off again. And I'm just going to Mod Podge it on the front. And I'm just going to make a little tag hanger thingy. I forget what you call them. Oh my God. I just lost my train of thought. Yeah. You know, you put them on tier trays. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to put that down and smooth it out. And then I used my sander this time, my little finger sander, to sand the edges of it after I Mod Podge the top, of course, because I want to seal it. You always want to seal it because you want to make sure that it's not going to rip, you know, or tear or scratch or anything. And once that's sealed and it's all nice and dry, you want to make sure the Mod Podge is dry before you go sanding because you'll rip the napkin. And I just sanded it with my little sander around the edges. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my twine from the Dollar Tree. And I had these beads. The white ones were already white. I bought them that way. And then the yellow ones I just colored with some yellow. I just painted, with some yellow paint. And then the green I painted as well. With just some folk art paint. I can't remember the colors, but they matched perfectly. So that's what I did, and I just strung them onto my little string here. And then I'm going to attach the string to my tag, and then I'm going to put it on my tier tray that is with my bees, because this actually goes. So picking out a piece on that napkin actually worked out. This worked out. And it was perfect because I get to use it. So I always try to, when I'm in challenges like this, I always try to incorporate whatever my decor is or whatever I have so that I can use it. I don't like to make things that I know I'm not going to use, because then what am I going to do with it, right? So I always try to figure something out. And usually I could do it. I've gotten stumped a few times, but this time worked out pretty well. And then I just made a little tassel at the end. And all I did was wrap it around my fingers, my 4 fingers, about 20 times, I think. And then I just tied a knot around the top half of it. I only left maybe a ½ inch on the top. And then, because it's a small tassel, I'm not making it real big. And then once I got it glued down and nice and tight, then I just cut the piece off. And now we're just going to cut those loops. And this one piece kept going around. So I just glued it around the top as well, because it just wanted to do its own thing. It kept sticking up in the air. I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to look good. So I just glued it down around the top part of it. And then I'm just going to snip those little circles that we had going on there, those little loops, and then I'm just going to trim it and make sure it's all nice and even. And that's it for this DIY, you guys. It was really simple, super easy. Thank you, Lisa. I absolutely loved these napkins. Thank you so much. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out the playlist and everyone that I put down there. And I want to thank you guys for watching. And always remember, stay crafty. Bye.